Our camp has one main building, the big house, and 4 one-bedroom cabins along a pine-needled path that hugs the shoreline of the pond. Small clapboard huts, each with a roof pitched to keep the snow off, a single skylight, long clear-story windows on either side. Old-fashioned, rustic, no frills. Exactly what a New England cabin should be. Between the path and the pond is a thin windbreak of trees, flowering clethra, bay and wild blueberry bushes, that protects us from the prying eyes of fishermen and the over-enthusiastic swimmers who manage to make it across to our side of the pond from the small public-access beach on the far shore. They aren't allowed to come aground, but sometimes they will tread water 5 feet away, directly in front of our tree line, oblivious to the fact that they are trespassing on our lives. Down a separate path behind the cabins is the old bathhouse. Peeling paint, a rusted enamel sink covered in the beige flecks of dead moths drawn to the overhead light at night, an ancient clawfoot tub that has been there since my grandfather built the camp, an outdoor shower, hot and cold pipes attached to a tupelo tree, water pooling straight into the ground, runneling the sandy path. The big house is one large room, living room and kitchen with a separate pantry, built of cinder blocks and tar paper. Wide board floors, heavy beams, a massive stone fireplace. On rainy days, we close up the doors and windows and sit inside, listen to the crackle of the fire, force ourselves to play Monopoly. But where we really live, where we read and eat and argue and grow old together, is on the screen porch, as wide as the house itself, which faces out to the pond. Our camp isn't winterized. There would be no point. By late September, when the weather turns chilly and all the summer houses have been shut down for the season, the backwoods is a lonely place. Still beautiful in the starker light, but solemn and sepulchral. No one wants to be here once the leaves fall. But when summer breaks again, and the woods are dense, and the blue herons come back to nest and wade in the bright pond, there is no better place on earth than this. The moment I step back inside onto the porch, I'm hit by a wave of longing, a quicksilver running through my solar plexus like homesickness. I know I should clear the table before the others come in for breakfast, but I want to memorize the shape of it, relive last night, crumb by crumb, plate by plate, etch it with an acid bath onto my brain. I run my fingers over a purple wine stain on the white linen tablecloth, put Jonas's glass to my lips, and try to taste him there. I close my eyes, remembering the slight pressure of his thigh against mine under the table, before I was sure he wanted me. Wondering, breathless, whether it was accident or intention. In the main room, everything is exactly as it has always been. Pots hanging on the wall above the stove, spatulas on cup hooks, a mason jar of wooden spoons, a faded list of telephone numbers thumbtacked to a bookshelf, 2 directors' chairs pulled up to the fireplace. Everything is the same. And yet, as I cross the kitchen to the pantry, I feel as though I am walking through a different room, more in focus, as if the air itself has just awakened from a deep sleep. I let myself out through the pantry door, stare at the cinder block wall. Nothing shows. No traces, no evidence. But it was here. We were here, embedding ourselves in each other forever. Grinding, silent, desperate. I suddenly remember my underpants hidden behind the bread box, and I'm just pulling them on under my bathrobe when my mother appears. "You're up early, Elle. Is there coffee?" An accusation. I was just about to make it. "Not too strong, I don't like that espresso stuff you use." "I know, you think it's better." she says in a false, humoring voice that drives me